It's a Daily Pickle.
The Daily Pickle. Start with the Yankees Orioles that happened over the weekend. Great series between number 1 and number 2. End of the ball game. Clay Holmes is in to get the save versus the Orioles. 0-2 pitch. Back of the head of Jerstad. He's a good-looking, long, red-haired kid that is just trying to make his way in the big leagues. Clay Holmes, who has not had a good month, has blown a bunch of saves, trying to keep his job. Yankees have been pretty much sucking for the last 3 weeks.
Both teams are frustrated at this point because Cubs just swept the Orioles before this season.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, the Orioles are trying to. They're on fumes. They're trying to get into this break. You know, they're sending a few guys to the All-Star game, but the other guys are going to rest up and get ready for the last 75 games of the season. Looking at it now, I saw the brawl. I didn't see what led up to it. It was so unnecessary. Two things here: pouring rain. 0-2 count, you're up 3. You've got an out. There's no reason to pitch up and in for a guy whose command has been awful for the last month, and he hasn't been doing his job. So there's no reason. I faced 2,000 hitters in the big leagues. I hit 12. Never hit a guy in the head. I always knew going up and in on a guy was very dangerous. I wanted to stay within the parameter of the plate more so than where that pitch is the other side of the box, and that's an awful pitch. I don't care if it didn't hit him in the head; it would have hit him in the neck, shoulder. Yeah. There's no way you're aiming for that part of the plate on this lefty. There's just no way.
So watching the John Boy breakdown, as he's a Yankees fan and got on this one about 5 minutes after it actually happened, he does have a great illustration of how inside the Yankees pitch, particularly to the Baltimore Orioles. And you're a big fan of pitching inside.
It's a big difference going up under guys' armpits than going up to the head. And listen, they're not well-versed in throwing up and in. I'm talking about major leaguers today. Not taught in college well. You got aluminum bats. Guy could quickly turn that around for a home run. I mean, you can even jam shot a single with a metal bat. Minor leagues certainly don't have enough guys that are teaching it down there. But at the major league level, these guys just don't go inside. Why do you think they give up so many home runs? And then they want to go inside. But here's the problem right there. Clay Holmes' best pitch is his off-speed changeup. That's his best pitch. So this guy is trying to lean out over the plate. He missed the first couple of pitches that were change-ups, and he misses them, and he gets 98 right in the dome. First of all, just the scariness of that's got to freak this kid out.
Right.
But now he's face down in the dirt, which is scaring his dugout, scaring the manager, scaring the players. And, yes, the brawl is a secondary thing because he just did a bunch of dancing. It really wasn't a brawl. But it wasn't necessary from where I'm sitting to this is one of the last games of the first half, and it's not really going to change the standings at all. And honestly, if I'm Aaron Boone and the Yankees, I'm like, this kind of solidifies the fact that this guy's not my closer going into the second half.
Ooh, there's been a bunch of stuff like that lately, and I know it's on this run, but just Clay Holmes, I feel bad for him with the Verdugo falling down. Oh, we got to play this audio for
the audio because it's better than the actual fall down. This is awesome.
All right, this is from
Verdugo
the
sucks.
WFAN radio broadcast that you could hear right on this station. This is Don't Go last night.
And is either a moment where Holmes picks up his shortstop and the Yankees win this one, or becomes a crushing loss. So that's in Holmes' hands right here against Mullins. Pitch. Lined into left field. Verdugo started late. It's over his head. Verdugo trips and falls. 2-run score. Mullins at second. And the Orioles win it.
This is where the pain comes in.
Oh, a crushing loss for the Yankees here. An out away from victory. A strike away from victory. The Volpe error at short on a routine play that would have ended the game. And then Mullins lines one to left. Verdugo misreads it. 3 for the Orioles in the bottom of the ninth. And the Yankees fall 6-5.
They go to the All-Star break, down a game now to the Baltimore Orioles. Do win the series, but that was a...
But again, you saw two things in that inning that should show people that we've been saying since last year. Don't let Volpe kid you that he's Jeter or even Didi Gregorius, who were both fantastic shortstops back to back. And so you're trying to find the heir apparent to those two guys. This is not it. This guy is not even close. I don't care that he's from Jersey. I don't care about any of that crap. Can the guy field the ball in a big situation? I need you to make that play. So it never should have gotten to Verdugo's error. So then Verdugo, listen, I've watched this guy. He can make some great plays. He can butcher some balls. But I think a lot of it's, he thinks he's better than he is, and that's a huge problem. I don't know if you heard Jimmy Edmonds ripping on Morrell from your Cubs over the weekend, but this
right
is
on. By the way, he was right on.
This is your modern day athlete. You think you're better than you really are, and so whether you're Cadillacing a home run or one-handing a fly out or not being in the proper position to field a ground ball, this all comes from. And I was telling you guys this off the air. They don't do infield and outfield anymore. Pitchers don't even shag for their team anymore. There's such a dysfunctional group of guys playing in the major leagues right now. They're not prepped for these big moments. And that's what your job is, so that you've made those plays so many times in practice, you can't screw it up. And the fact that you keep screwing these up, because, again, the media falls in love with the guy over a good week, a good month. Oh, my God, Anthony Volpe, he's amazing. Let's just crown him. This guy.
Right, so then you've got a guy that's out there, and he's surrounded with people that do nothing except kiss his ass, and then they never get told that they're wrong.
That's right.
And New York Yankees, Kurt.
That's right. And so when you see real superstars, Juan Soto, he's been doing this since he hit the ground in D.C., okay? Aaron Judge, he had some struggles, had a great first year and a half, had like 3 awful years, and then the last couple of years he's been golden. Right. But it takes work. It takes constant work. So, that's the problem. Verdugo, dude, this is your third team in 3 years. Yeah. And you were the Mookie Betts main part of that trade. Think about that. Like, Kike Hernandez is already back on the Dodgers. Yeah. You traded him for Betts. He went to the Red Sox, played pretty well, goes back to the Dodgers, and he's still playing better on the Dodgers than he ever played on the Red Sox. And I follow this stuff. This is what I do. So when you're looking at, and I'm not trying to hammer Volpe. It's not his character. You should make these plays. Your job is to catch and throw it to first base. Verdugo, catch the damn ball, get a good jump. You know how you get good jumps? You take it off live bats in batting practice so you're prepared for the game.
I'm not sure that he was checked out completely in the head on that play, that he's not like really on the play.
I think he thinks the game's over.
Yeah.
Season, we're in 5th place.
Oh, how does Clay Holmes feel?
Exactly. So Clay Holmes, who has this headshot incident in the same series, blown save here. Holy cow! You have just turned not even a goat. I'm the goat's ass at this point. So I mean, listen. But Verdugo, to me, and listen, people got irritated because I was talking, dude. Stop worrying about your fashion statement. Stop worrying about. I've been on this guy's butt since he has that sliding thing in his back pocket. First of all, Major League Baseball has got to outlaw this. I'm tired of the sliding thing in the back pocket. I'm tired of all the crap up and down their arm. McNeil, I was watching a game in Cincinnati, and the first thing Norman and Randy were like, "I'll drill this guy in the knee." I would have hit that guy in the knee 95. You'll never run again. Because that pisses me off more than anything. You're struggling, you can't hit, and you have something on your hand, wrist, elbow. Hand, wrist, elbow. One of my players just got hit above the elbow without one of those things. We almost had to take him to the ER. The lump, the contusion, you could see the writing of the ball. This is 15U baseball. So these guys are overprotective. They've got things on their inner leg on a foul ball. It's garbage at this point. And Rob Manfred doesn't care.
It shouldn't be a hit by pitch.
No.
If you got the gear
not
on.
if you got the
I
gear.
agree. I like that rule.
And you don't make an attempt to get out of the way.
I like it being a strike.
But again, the sliding glove, which is 2 inches, 3 inches longer than your actual hand, gets to the bigger base before you do.
I wish somebody
think about that crap.
We're like the Clown Prince and like what was the guy's name?
Max Paxton.
Yeah, that guy. When he come out and just do all the funny stuff in the world of baseball.
Honestly, it was impressive though. He would swallow a can of Coke with water in it, and spit for no matter how long that half inning was, and he was coaching first base. I don't know where he stored it, like a chipmunk in his mouth, but he would just keep spitting it. He'd like touch his abs and.
We need this dude to come back, get on first, have a assistant go to the dugout and come out with a 9-foot glove just to make fun of this stuff because
it's
that's
embarrassing.
exactly what's going on.
I make fun of my players all the time, even though I love them. But it's like, dude, you don't need that. And and listen to this. One of my players hurt his thumb. Because the thumb sticks out the side, he jammed his thumb. I had to take him out of the game. I'm sorry. So you have this sliding glove on to protect your thumb, but you hurt your thumb. Well, coach, it got caught on the corner of the base. So listen, I'm an old school guy, but I don't mind the new stuff. But when you jump the shark with it in your back pocket, guys go out there now that I pull in from the outfield with it in their back. I've got to take it as I'm changing pitchers. I got to take your equipment now with me back to the dugout because you want it all loaded up on you because that's a fashion statement.
Exactly.
Who's got, like, they've got gloves now. I don't know who the manufacturer is. It's an ice cream cone. Now I just saw one today. It looks like the Tennessee Volunteers, but it's actually some restaurant, like Whataburger or something like that. The Whataburger sliding glove. It's garbage to me. This is an easy buck. And, Major League Baseball, you would never see it in the NFL.
No.
Everybody's got to have the same uniform on, the socks, everything's got to be NFL license, whatever. Major League Baseball has gotten out of control. And with you can wear whatever color shoes you want. I see guys with shoes that so don't match the uniform. NBA does it. It looks like trash. You're supposed to go out there and be professional. You don't see hockey guys doing that. Hockey guys show up in a suit and tie to every game. They look professional. They make a statement to the next generation. We're this is what we're gonna leave you a good sport. We're not gonna leave you a sport that is run amok with all this other crap that has nothing to do with baseball to me.
I thought when I first saw it that it was illegal. Like when I was doing a play-by-play and I saw one of our guys who was a base stealing machine, and this is opening day, first game of the season, pull it out of his back pocket and put it on, and I'm really thought we were joking here. I'm like, really? So he's doing that, and it was long.
It was laughable.
It was very long.
It was 3 inches longer than his hand.
At least.
How is that legal?
And he was stealing bases with it. And then I see another team
It's
doing
a cooking
it. Like,
mitt.
all right, well, if they're doing it, we're doing it. And then it's just kind of snowballed to where it is.
Literally, the best meme I've ever seen is a kid. I don't know where his parents got but they were real oven mitts.
Why not?
The kid was running the bases in Little League with 2 actual oven mitts on, and it's just. But that's the satire we become.
I'm sure he begged for it, and I love these parents. Hopefully, they just said, "All right,
The only thing I do
like.
like though is the full guard in the face because of that headshot.
Yeah,
I remember when Giancarlo Stanton got hit in the cheek. I played with Dickie Thon, JT Snow, ended their careers. That protection, especially at the lower levels, allows those kids to stay in and hit properly. Even if they do get plunked, it serves as some protection. But the other stuff's got to go. It's just absolutely absurd how much protection you have. I mean, what is the pitcher supposed to do if he's trying to come inside and he clips you? And you've got this big. I mean, Alonso's one of the worst. McNeil is now. He's jumped the shark on Alonso. It's just like it's insane.
And the thing, we see it in college game all the time. Like the college kids get called on it all the time for doing the chicken wing, and you don't see it in the.
You don't get out of the way, you don't get first base.
I don't know. I agree. I think I like Kurt's thing. It shouldn't. If it hits one of that Kevlar protection,
you don't get. You have to stay in there.
No pitch. No pitch.
I saw yesterday the I don't know what it's called, disengagement rule. The guy threw over, didn't pick the guy off, and they lost the game.
Yeah.
It's gotten out of control to the point where these rules. This is what I worried about when it started with the pitch clocks, with the disengagement crap, that we're going to end games on a non-baseball play, and it's happened multiple times now in the first half of this year. It's not baseball, man. This is not what the fans want. It's not what the players want. I wouldn't have wanted to win that. Could you imagine I'm on the mound? Guy doesn't engage me with 8 seconds left, and I get a save. I would have gone in the dugout. I still would have trashed the place because that's not baseball. It's like in Mr. Baseball when they end a game in a tie. It's pointless. Why did we even start and play this game? So
I love explaining it to people whenever it happens, and then like they've been watching baseball forever, and then to explain
that's a
it to
rule
them,
now,
right? And then they're not accepting the explanation. Like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, no, that's
I listen,
eye contact.
and I was asked this a lot when I was back in Cincinnati. I was asked even by the owner.
What if I close my eye?
The owner's daughter in Cincinnati in the owner's box was like, "Do you like the quicker game?" And yeah, absolutely. We all want 2.5-hour games, but not at the expense of the actual game itself, the outcome.
Right.
And so, does that disengagement rule help the quickness of a game? No. It's just, yes, you can throw over twice every at bat. That's fine. I don't want a guy throwing over 10 times in a row. That is boring. But at the same time, I certainly don't want to lose a game because he forgot he had two. Listen, I used to forget what the count was. I used to forget what the catcher called.
Sometimes the umpires are doing that now,
Yes,
Rob.
constantly.
2024 umpires are doing that.
They forget the count. So it's like, okay, those are human errors. But, trying to make like science class over gym class, we're running amok. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, do Dibbles and Bits.
91 South.